Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Suinella's N'Zoth Mill Rogue. This is a wild deck, of course, because it has N'Zoth in there. We've been doing a lot of exploring wild lately, going through the treacherous ranks of rank 20 in wild, and really just experimenting with some decks, kind of playing around, seeing what the format's like. We've seen so many cool decks out there, and it's really fun. I hope that a lot of other people who've been playing wild have been really enjoying it. But yeah, we've got this N'Zoth Mill Rogue here, for those of you who maybe haven't seen Mill Rogue before. A lot of the decks out there focused on basically playing Cold Light Oracle as many times as you possibly could, and combining it with cards like Gang Up, to make sure that you have a much bigger deck than your opponent, make sure that you've always got more copies of Cold Light Oracle in the deck as well. We've also had recent additions like Lab Recruiter, which is essentially just a gang up with legs, to this kind of archetype, as well as interesting things like Valera the Hollow, which can let us get some play even more Cold Light Oracles. Outside of that, we've got this cool N'Zoth package with just a couple of Sludge Belchers, so really kind of defensive, make sure that our opponent can't bash through our walls whilst we put them into fatigue, as well as a bunch of other interesting one-ofs in here, like a one-of Evasion, one-of Eviscerate, one-of Elven Minstrel. Spirit of the Shark is also a new card that I'm excited to play in this kind of deck, as this was really a deck that, you know, if you landed a Bran on the board, or if you could involve Bran at some point in your games, it would really pay off. You know, making people draw 4 with Cold Light Oracles is absolutely ridiculous. But I won't pretend to know anything about this deck, because we've never really played this kind of list in Wild. We haven't played this kind of list forever, since you know, a lot of these cards were still back in Standard. So it's going to be a lot of us fumbling through at rank 19 or whatever, trying to figure out how this deck works, probably killing ourselves more often than we kill our opponents, but that's okay. So please join me for the ride, join me for the learns, and let's go! Alright, we are here with Suinella's N'Zoth Mill Rogue. Let's see if we've got a bit of a mulligan guide. Uh-oh. No mulligan guide. I guess we're doing this one raw, friends. Sure, we'll keep this. Seems fine. Uh-oh. Do I play the Cold Light on 3? Oh, Backstab's good. I was actually really hoping we'd pick up a Backstab to make sure that we don't kind of get trampled by some kind of aggressive deck. Well, it's certainly not going to be aggressive. Got our N'Zoth. I guess this is kind of a little bit scary. If our opponent's playing the, like, Seance Amara, then we'd have to get them to, like, 40 fatigue before they, before anything starts happening. Here we go. Gonna be facing a lot of Death Lords, I assume. Sludge Belchers. The old classic Death Rattles. But it also is on Golden Priest as well, which is not something to
here we go.
Sniff at. And then we can Cold Light Lab Recruiter. Did you know that when Witchwood released, they already had the one after Rastakhan? Rastakhan in the Peckham Touches stage? I don't know what that means. What?
I want you and you and
Oh, the final touches. So when they finished Witchwood, they already had the next set, so the first set of next year, is going through the final touches. I think that makes sense. I think a lot of I think a lot of good companies, you know, like Wizards of the Coast, you know, they have a pretty long production cycle. You know, they're always so far ahead of their of the current set, making sure that, you know, like, that makes sense. Like, you should know that your set is ready to go and awesome for, like, you know, 9 months or something, so you can really put those, like, last finishing touches on things. You know, in case something happens in the current set, you can be like, oh, okay, we can do a quick swap in the next set to try and make something happen. Certainly hoping that this isn't some kind of combo deck. That instead this is just there for value. Where's our card draw? I'm trying to work for Hearthstone / Blizzard after I graduate college. That's a great goal. I mean, isn't the story behind Ben Brode or something that he, like, was working at, like, he started working in QA at Blizzard because he just started rocking up to the, like, he just harassed them for a job. They were like, fine, work in QA. Alright. Ugh, so close. I guess we could just hope to draw something, right? Yeah, prep works. So I think we want both of our sludge belchers to die, so that we have them in the N'Zoth pool.
Hand is too full.
Sure, get out of here, Moshog Enforcer. Maybe that means our opponent's on, like, Inner Fire. QA is a good way to get in the door. Absolutely. I think, though I will say, from my experience with meeting QA people and talking with them, is QA is just a very, like, people don't give it the respect it deserves. Both when they think that they want to be someone in QA, and both when they think about people who work in QA. I think those QA people do work a lot harder than most people think. Alright, we've got our N'Zoth Shadow Step, if we wanted to. Or we could just try and draw another Shadow Step, right? Cousin Hint? Yeah.
My hand is too full.
Mind Control. Oh, Valera's pretty good.
Here we go.
So definitely try and get Valera down next. Oh, Sylvanas, get out of here! Boom, boom, boom. If opponent lets me kill that Amara, I will take it. I'll definitely take it. It can be a dead end too. Jimbo, what makes you say that? What makes you say that QA can be a dead end? Vox. Depends on the company. I did QA for 343 on Halo and they definitely treat us as important. But yeah, I was pulling 60 to 70 hour weeks for them. They better treat you as important if you're doing 60, 70 hours. Oh my gosh. Could use the other vanish here, but I'm not sure if we should be saving it. No, I think we'll use it.
Too soon.
Hand is too full.
Jeez, our opponent's deck is a lot of 8 drops. I think every card we've burned has been like an 8, 9, or 10 drop. Yeah, I definitely thought about doing QA for a little bit, like when I was like, oh, I think I want to get into the gaming industry or something, or like, yeah, maybe games would be fun. Let's try and get rid of some cards from our hand before we go off with all these Coldlight Oracles. Okay, there's the other Shadow Step, so gotta save that for our N'Zoth. Although in saying that, now I've realised that like we have nowhere near cleared our hand enough, so
So many options.
Running the program.
so then we can Shadow Step this, and we can next time we draw a Gang Up or a Lab Recruiter, we can shuffle some more N'Zoths into our deck, which sounds fun. Still got our Spirit of the Shark up as well. No. Dirtbag killing off our Sludge Belchers. These beautiful boys. Sludge Belch was definitely one of the first and few cards that I ever considered crafting a golden version of. I love this card. So let's eviscerate this N'Zoth to make sure that it can't... oh, that's... it's minions. Yeah, we'll eviscerate this N'Zoth to make sure that it can't get silenced.
My hand is too full.
Get out of here.
Too soon.
Who knows what secrets?
We should have played the backstab before we Fan of Knives. Just try and clear out this hand a little bit more.
Warriors of the
Frozen Wastes. Right. Could have saved that prep for the gang up, actually.
I'm almost out of cards. I'm out of cards. I wonder.
The end is coming!
Too soon.
Alright. So next time we're definitely going to go for like the N'Zoth Lab Recruiter. Wow, I don't... Going face. Curious. Maybe they think that they can get us with Amara? Maybe a couple of seances? We'll try not to deploy this antique heal bot before we get Valera down.
I wonder.
Alright. Here we go. We have to gang up because we've got a full board. Interesting. So it might be pretty tough to get that Lab Recruiter on the actual N'Zoth. Opponent's already at 5 fatigue. Impact's pretty good. Impact is pretty good. We got more N'Zoths where that came from.
Rotten
To that core.
You cannot escape the shadow of death.
So definitely want to try and set up a point where we do have like a N'Zoth in play and like not 6 Sludge Belchers, so that we can like double Lab Recruiter. Maybe we just go for the Antique Heal bot then.
I wonder.
Like shuffle 6 Antique Heal bots into our deck. I'm pretty sure we can close this one. Let's find out though. What's our opponent get? I guess we should prepare ourselves for Nozdormu. Not today. Junk heap.
I'm almost out of cards.
I want you, and you, and you. I want you.
Oh, let's shuffle some more lab recruiters into our deck. Of course. That sounds delicious. So our opponent will have to Amara this turn.
You are safe now.
Yaha. Do they have a Seance? Do they have a Brewmaster? We definitely got to snap off this Amara.
Step right up. Step right up.
Running a program.
Oh, it didn't die? No, it didn't. Wondering, I was the weird animation going off. Making me scared. And then next turn we can just play a Cold Light Oracle if we get space, and our opponent will be dead. Or could we have played one this turn and they'd have died? Yeah, they would have died. We should have just played this Cold Light Oracle. We goofed.
The grave buys you no rest.
Sure.
Minions.
KT.
Soldiers of the
Woo!
cold dark. Obey the call.
Kind of glad our opponent didn't play KT any earlier, because I genuinely think we would have been hard pressed to push through. They just took 10, so we can make them take 11, 12, 13, 14? And we need to make a bit more space though.
So sweet. Excuse me.
Oh, Nuzolf is dead. That's what we needed though.
I'm almost out of cards. I'm out of cards.
Whoa! Got him. What a weird game. Very weird game. But, really fun. Awesome day.
Watch your...
Alright. Here we are with Suinella's N'Zoth Mill Rogue. I think we'll just keep this Doomsayer. Send everything else back. Hopefully we can use this Doomsayer to help us survive in the early game. N'Zoth's going to be a bit of a brick. Hopefully we're not up against too aggressive a deck. Turn 1 Flame Imp. Our opponent is a classy human.
Here
Turn 1 Void. Well, we got a little bit of way to buy some time, but Would love to hit a Cold Light Oracle or... Elven Minstrel doesn't really help us.
Here we go.
What are our opponents up to? Coin 4. Shredder? Bardic. I think that's something we're happy to put a Doomsayer in front of.
The end is coming!
Here we go.
See what kind of answer our opponent has. Great. Gives us an opportunity to cycle this Fan of Knives.
Here we go.
I'm pretty concerned about a potential Mountain Giant here. Mountain Giant not exactly something we can deal with particularly well.
Unleash me!
Unleash who?
The end is coming!
Here we go.
So a bit more likely our opponent has an answer here. Cards like Siphon Soul. Wouldn't be surprised if they were kind of floating around. Maybe a Spellstone. Yeah, there's a Siphon Soul. So we do take an extra 4 damage off this compared to if we had just like eviscerated it and attacked it. I think I'm just going to go for the sap here though.
Here we
Buy us a
go.
little bit more time. Seems like our opponents have kind of got a lot of kind of those thicker mid-range minions in their hand, and we really need to try to hit like a Cold Light Oracle or
Unleash me!
Sludge Belchers would also be great. We can start getting ready for this Nizar. Shadow Step.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Here we go.
See if our opponent shits the bed with this brand in play. We're getting really low on life as well. These errant 4 power hits are definitely stacking up. And Azoth is pretty naked. This is a Hellfire. Please. Maybe a Defile. Mortal Coil, my own Sunfuel Protector. Okay. Abyssal Enforcer. Ah, the big boy. Ah.
Here we go.
It's okay. We'll just close our eyes and hope that the RNG saves us. Maybe like Valera off the top into like Vanish. Let's go.
My hand is too full.
We have to go for it again, don't we? And we have to hit a Vanish. Yes! We got there. So we can prep. Can even Lab Recruiter.
I want you, and you, and you.
And we killed the Abyssal, so they can't, they don't get the 3 damage off the Abyssal on us. Whew. Oh. Oh. Sludge Belcher. Opponent's going to take a bite out of crime next turn, though. Set up this Spirit of the Shark. We might be able to get the antique heal bot off.
Nicely done.
But if our opponent has like double hellfire, we are definitely dead. Yep. How unfortunate. Well played to our opponent. They kept the pressure on really well. Just kept chopping away at us. Unfortunately, we had a bit of an awkward draw. Which does kind of suck, but we'll take a look at the deck. Honestly, those 2 games we played were really, really fun. I wouldn't change anything. Feels like we've got everything that we need to go. I think that it really just took a little bit of a playthrough to actually kind of get a bit of a vibe of what's going on. Only cards in here that I'd like to maybe experiment with, maybe try some different things, would be like the one of Eviscerate, the Evasion in here. I think we could possibly try experimenting with those and maybe having maybe even cut the Evasion for the 2nd Eviscerate or something like that. But regardless, if you are watching on YouTube, of course, all the links are down in the description. So please jump over to the Hearthstone deck article, give Suinella a lovely +1, and leave a lovely thoughtful comment like I know you will. All of my links are down in the description as well, including a link over to Twitter. That's the best place to catch me, at Tommy_Wave. Send me all the sweet wild decks. DM's open. But until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, and mill 'em out. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.